Well, there we go. I can find it. Oh, well, anyway, I'm just enjoying a little coffee, although that's not good for the itch, you know. Coffee seems to, what do you call it, push the itching. Like warm bath, push the itching as well. Sugar, push itching and all that. So, of course, I don't know in regards of the coffee if it's because of mycotoxins maybe that could be in the coffee itself, uh, or if it's just something in the coffee that promotes it. I don't really have the possibility to try out coffee that has been tested for mycotoxins, fungal poison. Anyway, I ordered some more antifungal cream. It's so expensive. Well, not cream. It's more like an oil of some sense. Although they do say you can make it yourself if you can figure out all the ingredients and all that. The problem is when you also use it on your, you know, if the arms itch and all that, you can put it on that and all that, and some of it should get absorbed. Wherever you put it on the body, it should absorb some of the things, which also should be um, helpful to attack any fungal infection inside. Um, but I used the 3 bottles pretty quickly, although it still take some weeks, I guess. I don't know, let's see here. When did I get it? Well, it took a little time to actually come around, so I don't know in regards of, let's see here. Thank you for your order. Well, is this the old order? Well, this is the first of 28 I ordered it. Yeah, so yeah, a couple of weeks, it took some time to also come, and I think I needed to pay the state for some things and all that. Whatever, they have broken into the package to see what it was, and I think I needed to pay for as well. So not only do you pay for the 3 bottles that is already expensive, you also need to pay the state, to get it. I think it was anyway. I can't remember. It's just give me away. I have too many things over my way. I just way overloaded with stuff. I can't believe people can be bored in any way. There's always things to and way too many things to be done. Way too many things. So I don't know how anyone could be bored. Um, and it doesn't seem like they're making it easier for us on any level. And of course, they're taking our freedom away from us as well. So yeah, just enjoying a little coffee to get me settled. It's actually a very good day. It's a little summerish of what do you call it? Springish. Springish. It's very nice and blue sky and all that. It was absolutely better than yesterday where it was a little cold. Now it actually is like a little springy, so it absolutely seemed to have become a little hotter. Okay, so I see I ordered it the January, the month of the false god Janus with 2 heads and all that in the end of that month, and I know it took a little time to get it, and that the state bullshitters. I think they kept it captive. What do you call that when someone keeps something captive before you pay for it, or they will send it back and all that. Well, I should have the mail, although I don't seem to see it. There's so many mails, and apparently it's not to be found. It should be, it shouldn't be that. It should be around here. 22 gigahertz, writing, flux, hydrogen, Libra chat, Christian dating for free, AliExpress, oh, pay per wash. That's another nonsense thing in regards to. Yeah, I don't see it. Should be, or maybe they actually affixed it to some of the other emails that I got from them, and then further put them up the list. Let's see. So now this is from 22. Well, okay, this is where they write back to me. Then the 2nd and 9. Okay, let's hope you receive your balanitis remedy very soon. So that was, 10 days after, 11 days after, and I think I got it a couple of days afterwards. So that would be 13, let's just say around 13. So, okay, I've had it for around a month, these 3 bottles. And used it on different things. My arms as well. My arms is one of the things that is really, although, fixing the itch just makes other symptoms become more prevalent in some sense. So it's never a done deal, You fix something or you have something lessened and then something else takes over. It's just, it's just ongoing, itching, pain, whatever. It's life, I guess. It's life, That could have been much better if people actually would, if people would have known anything about these things. If the satanic, Roman, Latin, Greek spouting bullshitters, those murderers on license and all that, if they just actually were there to help you and not just to be the Inquisition of Rome, to be sophisticated in trying to kill you and make more issues for you even further, right? Oh, you just need some psychotropic pills. It's just incredible, Hey, doctor, my problem was downstairs, right? The other head, not this head, this head. It must be up in your mind, I guess, Anyway, because they don't have that many remedies actually against fungus. They do have some cream, but not that, and they do have like 7 products in regards to antifungal things. Of course, they never tried that, I had to pretty much, I had to go way far and further than I think anyone should ever do to get the antifungal products that I found out that actually might. And that was after the explosion from the breast all over my body and all that. So I was at a tip of really. The life quality was just totally down the drain at that point. There was no life quality left besides itch and crawling and nipping all over my body. It was absolutely horrible. At least I don't have that, to that extent anymore. It has lessened a lot. The volume has absolutely gone down, but it is taking a lot of time, and getting those antifungals, 40 days of antifungal and then 40 days, around 40 days with high doses of antifungal. And of course, fungus can become resistant and all that. And fungus is really a devious, devious animal, pretty much. It's just. But anyway, although maybe actually, maybe some of the things that can maybe actually save you, I don't know, in regards of, too much alcohol and all that. I don't really know if there's anything in regards to that, but whatever the case, when you drink too much alcohol, eat too much sugar and bad food and so forward as it goes, and that you're stressed or something bugs you and all that, and you can just have a fungal infection. And clearly you can have a fungal infection that no one actually can figure out, that they will say, well, no, you don't have any problems. Oh, you just need to go out and work and all that. And what did that help? Besides, of course, getting some exercise, which is not a bad thing, but did it take away the issue? No, the issue was just growing inside the body to further take you down as it goes. Any help on that? No. Because this society is a sick society, and by the way, cancer, cancer, that's a fungal infection. But they don't want to tell you because money. They love money. They love more money more than telling the truth to people. Those bullshitters, these lying murderers and deceivers inside the system using this Greek Latin spouting bullshit, so you can't understand what it actually is and all that. Putting all these disgusting remedies like antibiotics, which are actually fungal poison, into your body so you can further, have a risk of fungus infection. Oh yeah. Yeah. I don't understand how people can be so evil, Think about how many people end up suffering because of these bullshitters, these needle sticking, depraved bullshitters, It's just money, 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 right? You can make people do a lot of things for money. So anyway, at least I guess in regards to resources at the moment, now I'm on pension, so that took a lot of years to get to that point. I must say, in regards to resources, you can't live. It's really hard to live on, and it's if you're trying to get some, natural remedies, figuring things out, you need to use all your resources as well to try to figure out what is going on, right? Because the bullshitters will say, no, you're just crazy, and make this idea that something is just wrong in your head, which is one of the reasons why I went to the doctor, not early on with my broken knuckle, because I feel, whatever, just, it's probably going to get fine again, right? I didn't realize it was broken, of course it was hurting and all that, but hey, you think inside yourself, maybe it's just me, maybe I'm just, stupid, right? Because these white coat bullshitters and everybody around you just, it must be up in your head. No one trusts you. No one believes you. They just, you just know, they don't know that this monster, growing in you, that just doesn't want to die, Anyway. So you're pretty much on your own, and I guess you can really quickly go down the drain for people, It's been a long battle for this, and had I know what I know today, I should probably be able to really quickly, easily turn things around. But, when you need to do research and dig into things, and you have all these demon-filled people trying to make you think that it's just something wrong with you and whatnot and all that, and you see that this, it's just disgusting. It's a filthy world, It might look good on the surface, but it's a murderous, filthy system. Anyway, I need to, this another thing I need to try. I need to try different herbs. Now I tried essential oils as well, which is antifungal. That's a lot of the things that they try to keep you away from because they're very dangerous and all that, right? Bullshit. But anyway, it's all the natural things. Oh, it's just dangerous. Though you shouldn't take that. Come get us our drugs. Our disgusting, filthy, insane bullshit drugs and all that. Yeah, you should get that, right? But don't and don't ask for antifungal remedies, by the way, because we don't want to give you any of that, right? Anyway, and figure actually out what it is, right? Because I understood if I had a fungal infection and I took some antifungal and high doses of it, I should get a reaction, And I did. I had a huge reaction. And I'm like, okay, if I have a fungal infection and this, might help and all that, and okay, I might be kicking the lion, and wow, I kicked the lion. That was a huge battle in my whole body. It was incredible. Small explosions down in my legs and all that. It's just incredible. You could, I remember laying on the sofa, and I was just, just over, it was just all over. It was huge, gigantic battle, and popping down my legs. In regards to small explosions, I'm thinking it might be the fungus that is, what is it called, imploding or whatever it's called. There are some, good words for that and all that. It was it seems like it was a huge kill, huge battle. The first 5 days was just, it was absolutely terrible. It really made the issues much worse for these 5 days. It just kicked to the first. It made like a, where everything became silent in the body. Just, it felt like that the fungus was, after the first dose, that the fungus was, something is incoming, and it was resorting itself. It's like sometimes, I remember when I took the oregano, I fill a capsule with oregano, and the first time, or the first couple of times, at least I remember the first time, I remember that I had just, a release where you just felt like the beast was releasing for a couple of, hours or something like that. And then you thought, oh, I found something that works, right? But then it seems like, sadly, it stops working as effective as, I guess the fungus becomes accustomed to it or something like that. But yeah, you can take, capsules, fill them with essential oil of oregano, and just, and you will feel it up to your throat when it explodes, or when the capsule breaks in your very hot oil. So when it explodes down in your stomach, you can feel it up to your throat. You know that the capsule has broken. So. Oregano is a very, very, very hot oil. If you just take the essential oil of oregano and put it in your mouth, it's just, you need some water, Of course you can endure it, but it's hot. It's very, very hot. It's just usually some of the, where I just need some water to just, and just, it's not just oil you can just use. But anyway, so that was what, in the beginning, it did something, and I was like, yeah, yes, something. I found something that seemed to. But the thing is, just because something works in the beginning doesn't mean it continues to work. And the same thing with the diflucan that I took for 40 days, 800 milligrams the first day and 400 milligrams the next many days, until there wasn't any more. And I think around 40 days, and I did it twice, although the second time I also did take some natural antifungals that was said to work with the diflucan. So even if the fungus had become resistant to diflucan, then it would still lose if you took. So I took some other natural antifungals at that level as well. So, that's a huge battle, that would be 80 days. 80 days, that's like over, nearly 3 months. Well, I guess, I did take a break after the first 40 days, just take a break to just, recheck in regards of it. And of course, it takes a little time for the diflucan to get out of the body. But in any case, a couple of days to just, or weeks or something like that, and then I got another treatment. It wasn't easy to. It was incredible how much I needed to get my white coat murderer these things. It was nearly impossible to get these things from him. Hey, everything else, right? No problem. Stick yourself with bullshit and all that, right, and whatnot. Anyway, so I got the second treatment, and I knew that the fungus could have been resistance already to it. So I did take some natural things at the side as well. That was antifungal, and yeah. And here I am, it's been a long battle. So further, I find this other remedy for the down below, and because it's been made to use down below, which is a very soft area, it's you can use it other places as well. Should be able to use it other places as well without any problems, because it's the soft downstairs, right? And if it can be used there, then it should be able to be used everybody, all the other places, and that's pretty much what I've done. And I'm not sure if it's a little too maybe it's me that maybe using a little too much in regards of, but downstairs. But overall, it makes it smell wonderful. Smells like thyme, so you can use it as a smelling thing as well, and it's antifungal. I've also used it under my arms and all that, right? You get this wonderful smell. Put it everywhere pretty much. Of course, the problem is that it's pretty expensive, so but yeah, I put it everywhere. I put it on my head, after taking off my hair, just fixing it into my scalp, to get it to suck into to my body and whatever. I was thinking in regards of the dandruff, maybe it would help on the dandruff. I don't even know if it's, well, that's, usually I just take off the hair. Dandruff can also be a fungal issue, of course, but yeah. So far so good, I guess. So yeah, I've been ordering some more of that. I've been ordering some grapefruit extract as well. Also pretty expensive. You can use it to make things taste better. Water, you take some water, put some drops or whatever. I just flow it down to taste or whatever. I haven't had any really problems in regards to taking large doses way beyond the recommended. All these recommendations and all that is just mostly it's just bullshit. It's like whatever, that's down with the bottle. Maybe not the bottle, but we have this pipette and you take a little and you drop. Sometimes it's just get the bottle. There we go, and shake. But yeah, grapefruit extract tastes pretty good. You can get some grapefruit extract that is made, in a way that there shouldn't be anything, and there's vitamin C in it as well. So you will get some vitamin C, and that's never bad. Now again, in regards to the daily dose, of course, it's still very small compared to what you can really use in regards to the body. So yeah, I don't think you can overdose in regards to that. And in regards of overdose, if you would overdose on vitamin C, you would just end on the toilet. But I doubt that I doubt it would happen, because you really would need to take a lot of grapefruit extract to do that, and I don't think that will happen. If you want to overdose on vitamin C, you just take some vitamin C pills. It doesn't really, it's not a bad, you just end on the toilet with some, blowouts from the butthole in some sense. Maybe it can also be used actually if you have blockage or something like that. I don't know, but at least it makes everything, it flushes things out, if you take too much. You can get a little lightheaded, but that's pretty much all, That's vitamin. I've done it a lot of times, Although in regards to vitamin C, you don't want, you don't want mycotoxins, and it depends in regards to what it's made, and that's something I need to figure out as well in regards of, because it does seem to actually be able to also make the itch greater in volume, and I think it's, I've asked, I bought a lot of vitamin C. Well, that's not the last, but I bought a lot of vitamin C at some point, and I got this, the itch, a little further. So I asked them, well, what is this vitamin C made from? Because I had an idea that it might come from corn or something like that. So I can't remember, corn or wheat or something like that, and it was. I can't remember the exact thing, and that might actually make that there might be some mycotoxins in the product, which might actually help promote itching, and because mycotoxins is poison from fungus, you would really want a source that is not, that there's less chance of having fungal, infection in the products, from the products that they make vitamin C from and all that. But I haven't really sorted that out, and there's too many things to sort out overall. But anyway, vitamin C is antioxidant, so that's never a bad thing. And you really need to take a lot before you actually get to a point where the body will make you end up on the toilet. Anyway, so far so good, I guess. But anyway, of course, people don't just believe that it's a normal and all that. And I guess it's a little hard to see in the camera, but I didn't have all these spots in the past. I have all, after the explosion from my breast, I just got all these spots on the skin. And, I remember when I was smaller and I had, one of these scout friends, and I saw his arm and it was filled with these dots and all that, and just remember thinking to myself, I'm happy that I don't have these spots. But lo and behold, now I have them. Now, of course, a lot of people do have them, but they usually don't have any problems, it seems. But I got the spots, with the explosion and all that. In regards to my arms, I actually got it. I had things moving from down here, moving up in my breast. It just, took around. I don't know why it wouldn't just jump up, but I maybe some roads in regards to the body. But I had like this ball, felt like a ball down here. And it could probably have been a fungal sac. The fungus can put into a sac. You also have the so-called cancer thing where they are in, and cancer can move around, fungus can move around. Fungus makes poison, cancer makes poison, whatever, it's the same thing, it's just saying, different terminology. They just use these words so they can murder you and make it like mysteriously and all that. It's not mysteriously, it's fungus. Cancer is fungus. Oh, the cure just around the corner. No, this is their product, this is what they sell. They are disgusting, filthy Satanists. Let's just play along and don't want to, recognize the truth, because then maybe they will get fired, maybe they will get killed for telling the truth or whatever, because they're inside the system, because they can verify things, and maybe he's an authority on things and I'm just a bullshitter, right? Because I'm not educated and all that, so who cares about what I say? But anyway, so down here, right, I had this. It felt like a black ball, but it just felt like something that around that size, and was sitting down here just underneath my breast, just under my ribs. And at some point it exploded and it went, around my breast up there, and it just took a U-turn right down in my breast, and I just feel, it just, where it was like. It's just bing, 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 sticking to my breast, And I had a lot of issues afterwards, I had these weird pains that went like from the side, it was terrible. And first one breast began to, the lymph nodes. I didn't even know in regards of lymph node pretty much, it's just. And now you can feel all the lymph node, becoming hard first on one breast, never been able to feel anything before. And then all of a sudden you just feel all these, things that was really hard. And then the next day, the other breast also became, the same thing, while the lymph node apparently swelled up and became very hard. Anyway, then it was sticking to this thing for a good amount of time, and after some time, it also went a little into the arms at that point. When it also went, it felt like it also got a little into my arms, but not overly. Mostly it was in the breast, and then it's just after a long time, it exploded from the breast throughout the whole body. And then it really went into the arms. It went into, all these dots and all that I have on my skin. Just, you could just see all these dots coming around, which is like quickly, all these dots just, all over my body. And I have these dots. And of course, people will say, oh, they're natural and all that. Well, why did they come when the explosion, came? and not natural. They came with the explosion. Something is clearly, whatever. If it's oxidation or fungus, I don't know. But clearly they came around at the great explosion, and with the itch and the nipping and the crawling, it was just all over my body. In my face, in my legs, everywhere. All over. It was horrible, absolutely horrible. Yeah, I couldn't even be in my own skin. And it was just horrible. But absolutely become better now, and hopefully I'm turning things around. At least the volume at least is lowered, and I know what I can, pretty much do to keep it low. So, but there are things that absolutely makes it, So you have the volume knot, and and it goes up and down. It also depends on the weather as well. Uh, Moist, gloomy weather does seem to affect it negatively, and of course your mood and things stressed out and all that can also have an effect on. Have really so many factors. The food, and so far with the environment, if it's hot or cold, wet and moist and whatever and all that, and then of course it does seem to have its own life. So you have so many, things, and that's one of the reasons why it was so hard to figure out something that, it took me, I guess, over 15 years to figure out if I just eat meat, red meat, I could actually stop my itching downstairs. That was, of course, before the explosion, and found out too late, sadly. Because not many months afterwards that I found out about the meat, I had the explosion. Also because I made a stupid bakery thing. I went down to the bakery for 5 days. And bakery is sugar, bread, sugar, whatever, and all that. So I was feeding the monster, and it already had moved over to my breast at that point. So it was after after it was moved from down here to up here. So I was already further infected in my body. But it exploded after these 5 days of stupidly eating other things, and I had figured out that I could actually stop the itching below by just eating meat, only meat, And I found out that just small amounts of, I don't know if in regards of do we actually have? Oh yeah, we have the 40. I just found out that just small amount of sugar in food could stir it up. I could even, I even figured out that there was sugar in some eggs. Because when I was eating meat, I could pretty much drop the volume totally, very low, and just get a break from this itch. It was wonderful, If I just had known that 15 years ago, that would have been a very good start. But anyway, I didn't, it just, in any case, so yeah, I found out that butter, there's a little sugar in butter, and eggs, there can be a little sugar, and it's just minuscule things could just begin to begin things again. So I found out, okay, it's not the worst thing in regards of eggs and butter and all that. It's still very low in sugar, but clearly, just a little sugar could do things. You could make things worse. I found out that red meat was the best thing, like lamb or cow. I never tried goat, but it didn't seem like, chicken didn't make it worse, or fish didn't seem to make it worse, but it didn't seem to, there seemed to not be this extra thing into what, the red meat did seem to have something that was also helping on things. So, whereas the fish and chicken didn't have these things, apparently. I don't know. Well, I don't know why, but in any case, that's, maybe it's the zinc or something like that helps. I don't know. But clearly that was something going on there. So red meat, cow or sheep, and then you can pretty much control it. If I had known that for 15 years ago, I might have that. I should have been able to turn things around very very easily. So hopefully someone out there that has some issues that he can fix, might be helped. Who knows? They're just terrible, right? These white coat bullshitters, that should have known. And they actually, one of them actually did start to give me, fungal cream, right? But I don't think they ever told me really that it was what it was or something. Just you go get this cream, use it and all that, right? Oh, that didn't work. Okay, here's just another cream. Oh, that didn't really. Okay, here, I think I've tried 3 creams, although I don't think maybe they tried a variant or something like that. And I was told the one of these special doctors, whatever, that I never should have used one of the things downstairs. Oh, great to know. Great to know that you know what you know, right? I was told by that special doctor that they couldn't do anything for me. They couldn't help me any further. Oh, great, The experts, the so-called experts can't do anything, I have no idea why no one ever, why not try some Diflucan or something like that. I know it's still, it's not a natural product and all that, but you have women issues where they use Diflucan, right? So maybe if you already, it ended up instead of actually, it ended up, instead of being downstairs having the issue, right, and taking me seriously, you just need some psychotropic, drugs, How do you get from a fungal infection to, a problem upstairs, There were the times where it was really, what do you call it, where they're throwing psychotropic nonsense, around like candy, very popular. These maniacs, they don't have any sensibility upstairs, They work for a satanic system that is just disgusting. Anyway, and I didn't want these psychotropic things, but the state, of course, working with the medical mafia, one of them, I recall, told me, oh, I should do as my doctor told me, like when my sensibility was the thing that was right, to say no to that bullshit, But yet, no, you should do as your doctor tells you. Bullshit. Anyway, so I ended up on this psychotropic bullshit, and of course it didn't work, Of course, I knew it didn't work. I knew it wouldn't work because it wouldn't work on my issues downstairs, right? The issues was not up there. You gotta be, and if there's any issue up there, it might be all those bullshit vaccines that they have, shot into me as a child, right? If it's not working as it should, at the top, it probably is all that bullshit that you shot into my body when I was a child, right? Who knows how brilliant I could have been without you shooting all that nonsense into my little body, But anyway. So yeah, it's so whatever you have a brain power, you need to use your own time to figure out what is going on, right? It took me a lot of years and a lot of digging, a lot of research. Of course, it does seem to have become a lot easier now to find the information. The information seems to be easier available on the internet in regards to these things because people have woken up to these things. But yeah, and of course you can see the powers to be, these Roman bullshitters working for the devil and all that. They close accounts down, they close groups down, groups that is just trying to help each other. Like for example this black cell thing, with different people having fungal issues, so-called fungus, no, so-called cancer, fungal issues, and they were treating the issues with this, black salve, and there was many warnings from the medical mafia and so forth. But you can see the fungus dying and getting out of the body. When they had fungus different places, they put the salve on it, and the body would dispel it. So you had these wonderful, disgusting pictures that I don't know why, but I find kind of fascinating. It's really weird. In regards of blood, I just can't handle talking about things in that nature. But in regards of fungus, it does. It's just, I find it interesting. I find it, even if it's disgusting, I don't know. I just, I don't have a problem looking at it. It's fascinating, in some sense, to see these different. And of course you can educate yourself in regards of mycology or whatever it's called. I can't remember all these big words, but that's in regards of fungus, if I recall. Of course, you also have, what's it called, antimycology? No, I can't remember. Not antibiotic, but I can't remember all these words. It's hard to remember, antifungal things, okay? But if you want to get into the research of these things, you need to know some of these big words, because it leads you into more information, because that's the word they use. And when you know those words, you can search on these things, and then you can find information. And of course, then you try, you have to have some kind of ability to decode their bullshit language of Latin, Greek, and all that. And you can do that with a doctor thing, and it takes some time and all that, but you can, and you need to use your brain effort, and it's just insane that you need to do it yourself. But that's sadly the case. When we are totally ignorant, growing up totally ignorant and all that, then, and you are on your own, no people are there to really, help you in any way. And I know I'm not the only one. There is a group on Facebook that have many other people that has been on their own, although they do have this group. But of course, Facebook could end up annihilating that group as well, and of course they do censor people, and it's disgusting, because people are there just to try to help each other, and yet, no, you're not allowed to do that, I don't know where the Black Salt group or groups went, but it was nice to see how people are helping each other in regards to these things. But I don't know where they would have moved after being kicked off Facebook. You could probably do some search maybe on the search engines. Of course, the search engines are controlled in our days as well. It doesn't matter. It's like everything is corrupted. Everything that is on the internet is most likely owned by Rome, pretty much. Roman agents, Roman bullshitters, satanic, filthy, disgusting people. Anyway, I got a letter back as well in regards of, and I was talking about that if your stomach can tolerate the amount of thyme, then it will be beneficial not only for fungal issues, but as an all-around tonic. Now, in regards to the thyme, I've been eating fresh thyme, and I've been eating dried thyme, and I've been eating a good amount, and it doesn't really seem to have any problem in regards to the stomach. Overall, you don't feel, of course there's some things happening, right? But it's not really a biggie. And you just like use it as a chewing gum, pretty much. You take it depends in regards of the thyme, and I need some more experience with it. But overall, actually, I need to get down to the shop and just pay for a lot of these different herbs and try them out and get some experience with the different herbs. Now, of course, I'm getting old. It just doesn't seem to be. It doesn't. It just whatever I do, it doesn't really. I'm going to the. I'm going to die. Whatever I do, right? And it's not really. It seems like it's too late in some sense to do these things, but maybe one can help someone else. So, but yeah, so I need to. They do have different kinds of, and I haven't really further done. I know thyme is one of the higher antifungals, which I have had problems with actually taking in regards of essential oil. I feel poisoned when I do when I've used it, and the same thing with this thing that I've used, or this thing that is made for penis things and all that, antifungal down the groin and all that. Um, and it's I could smell the thyme, so I was pretty sure it probably is the thyme that was in it. Um, Although it would be interesting to try a product if I could get the same product without the thyme, and then although it seems like after eating the thyme, it seems to have a positive effect, so you don't actually feel poisoned anymore. So I don't know if there's something in the thyme that might work with something that is in the oil that actually makes it, not feel poisoning. Because I could really feel poisoned when it's just one drop of essential oil of thyme, and I felt so poisoned. Now, of course, there could be other factors as well. It could be because it was so effective killing fungus and whatnot, and thereby. But yeah. Of course, again, if you take something, the body might actually also become better at, you know, um, working it around in some sense. So, we know, I know from research that, there was different people in the past that took poisonous things because, they took a lower dose than was poisonous, and then they upped the dose. So they trained the body to withstand. If anyone wanted to try to poison them, the body would actually be able to, to withstand it. Although I don't think it would. I would think that probably some poisonous things you probably couldn't do anything about. But at least apparently some poisonous substances you could make yourself, kind of immune to in some sense. And it's a practice called Mithradism or something like that. Got that name from a Roman guy that did it. And there goes a story that I think that was the same guy or maybe someone else, but in regards of being collected, and he didn't want to be captured alive, so he took all his poison and swallowed all the things that he had, and yet he survived it. So that was not so good. But yeah, anyway, so they could torture him and all that. But it's called something in regards to Mithraism or something like that, because that was what the guy was named, and apparently he seemed to have gotten the name from the pagan satanic sun god and all that, which I guess was prevalent in Roman pagan, things. And I guess Mithra also comes a little, and it was from that area. Anyway, whatever. So that's, but whatever, we're just going to go forward in regards to things, right? It's not a biggie. Well, the problem, of course, is then, of course, my physical issues of my back, and after breaking my knuckle, I have issues in my joints, so I just have, I don't have time to go into, it's just more and more issues, and it's a losing battle, it's just, even if I get all the fungal issues fixed, even if I get to a point where I just totally wipe out the fungal issues, totally, and and of course, then that will be gone, right? But then I have the issue. I don't know how to, how do I break this joint to set it on place? And I would need to read up on that, and I just have so many other things to do. But as I understand it, it's the knuckle is pushed backward in regards to and it doesn't feel normal at all. But of course, the bullshitters just feel like you just get some wrapping around it and then let it grow together in the wrong spot, because that just seems just insane. But apparently just so it's not at the spot where I don't know why it would be problematic to. I don't know all the details. It's hard to really get all the details in regards of how and so forward and all that, because they don't really. But as far as it seems like it's moved backward because I beat a wall, and the wall clearly won. It was stupid. As in regards of noise and all that, the apartments and all that, and I was moving from one apartment to another, and the very same moment I was paying the last amount of money for the other apartment, which was a good amount of money, amount of resource. But the very day that I'm paying, the very time I'm sitting and sending the last amount of money, the neighbor is beginning to set up his speakers on my wall, directly on my wall. Yeah, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me! Just the same day that I'm paying for the last remnant of the, my neighbor is putting up speakers. So, but anyway, I ended up becoming clearly angry at some point and beating the wall, and I got more problems. Yippee-yay, Yes. Oh well. Oh, I'm just sick and tired of it all. Yeah, 20 years or more, maybe 25 years, I guess. And it could be, could have been held very early on. But no, we don't do that in this society. We need to suffer. We need to suffer a lot, of course, because that's what the devil wants, and most people love to run with the devil, and thereby we have a lot of suffering. We have now murdered a lot of people in regards to these disgusting vaccines, these experimental bullshit things. But that's okay as well, because we love murdering people, and we don't want to tell them that we actually already had an easy way to solve this thing. So we had other people die, like my earthly father, because we couldn't tell people about, these doctors that got fired and defamed and censored and all that, telling, hey, we already know, we can already fix this, or like hydroxychloroquine, 200 milligrams twice a week, and some zinc daily, and that pretty much should do it, Now, of course, they have other things they also found out now in regards to these things. But anyway, let's not tell the people about that we already have a fix for things, No problem. No, even if it's not from the natural things, that it's from the medical mafia and all that. But no, we can't allow that information to get out to the public, right? We want to shoot them with these disgusting vaccines. And if there's a cure around, well, then, then we can't, push all this bullshit vaccinations, and then we can't get all these side effects, and then we can't murder so many people. And we can't have that, of course, right? Because we need to murder some people because, in our satanic brain and thought, we believe that there's too many people anyway, and it doesn't matter if people suffer, and, who cares about that, right? Let them suffer, right? Let them, it's just, what is this world? How can we accept these things? It's just lunacy. It's just absolutely soullacy, It's just absolutely brain dead brain dead bullshit, but people don't care apparently. Most of the people don't care. They just follow along. It's just they don't care. Anyway, so you know, it could be a lot worse. You know, it could be a lot worse. You know, of course, I try to get up on the horse again in regards to some training and all that. Swimming is a good choice to start out, although you know, with the joint issues now, then it's, you know, it's never. I don't think I can turn it around in regards to the joints. You know, of course, you know, I don't know if the body is trying to fix this place and thereby, you know, there's, you know, but the other joints, as you know, pain and things and all that. So that's not good, and sometimes even having issues getting up to the third floor. Now it could be a lot worse, but it's just, you know, my leg joints as well. It's just not good, and sometimes worse than other times, right? You know, there has been times where I'm thinking like, this is just, you know, I can't, you know, I nearly just can't nearly get to the third floor. Now, of course, again, it could be a lot worse. You know, it's just not a. So it's. But it's just something that came around after I broke the knuckle. I think I also broke my little toe 2 times, and then I hit into a wall with full force with my back. That also made issues. So it's just downhill, down the hill, you know, all of it. It's wonderful, isn't it? Anyway, I should get on going. It's nearly 1 o'clock, and I still have a lot of things to do. And apparently, it takes a lot longer to get the coffee down. Yeah. Let's see here. I should probably get that thing. I don't know if I need it, but. Well, there's one there. It's not the most expensive thing, but the thing is, I already had one, and apparently they threw it out. You know, because it was standing a place where it wasn't filling anything. I don't know. You know, it's just, you know, I have one here. 150 kronos. We have one there. I don't know if I need it. It depends if I need some stuff down. Well, I can handle 250 kilos. This one can handle 150 kilos. It doesn't really need to be able to handle 250 kilos. That's actually, I don't have anything that's that big. And this is cheaper. It can carry 150. I actually probably only need it maybe once. It depends in regards of. Maybe I could get that down as well. I don't know in regards of. Yeah, 150. So yeah, I have the last things to do. I actually also needed to install this Android thing on my phone, Android 7, and then turn on. Oh yeah, there's a lot of things to do. Yeah, well, actually, in regards of engineering, that's I should actually get that on my website as well. This is also, you know, pretty good website in regards of engineers. You can read some pretty good articles on that as well. I remember using it in the past. It talks about that the brain is going to the second gear on the motorway when you are talking into the mobile. That the brain cells are getting, what do you call it? I can't remember what it's called. They're getting ballasted. Okay, that's a good question. Let's see, Danish, English. Let's see if we can find it. Charged, apparently. I don't know if that would be the right word to really. But they're getting used or, you know, worked out. The brain cells are getting worked out when we, worked out when we are speaking in mobile phones. shows new um, um, you know papers or whatever in regards of a brain scan on Aarhus medical house. The researchers do not know if the if the this thing on the on if it's any if it's damaging or whatever. But we have had research for so many years warning about these things, right? And but we're just getting more and more radiation, and these these meters that we have everywhere now. We have these what are they called? Smart meters, so-called smart meters or idiot meters all around. And they say that the brain cells is getting, really used, like when a car is running in great speed in a low gear. So when you're really speeding up, the brain can comprehend it or whatever, it can withstand it, but it doesn't know if it can continue to do it, without any problems. So it talks about cell death and all that. But anyway, we have so many research papers on that in the past, right? And people, researchers speaking out and yet being silent, and information removed on these things, and we have the propaganda promoting, hey, no problem and all that, and that's the typical bullshit. Anyway, I guess I need to drive and get a wagon. It's just, I already had one, that I just, but it was thrown out, and I don't know if it depends in regards of needing it. You can fix this table pretty much low. It's only pretty much in regards of the sofa and the sitting things and all that. I think pretty much the rest are. Oh well, anyway. I should probably only have paid for one coffee. So yeah, I think I'll go and buy a sack wagon thing. I don't think I need anything else, but yeah, sack wagon and yeah, whatever. Get the last things done. So I've been ordering a lot of things as well. I've been sitting here for an hour speaking. Still running clearly. Yeah, and of course, war. The more war they can make, the more death they can do, and of course, this wicked world loves to hurt us. The good thing in regards to where I'm moving is that there doesn't seem to be that much radiation. Of course, that can change, right? But so I'll see. Yeah, I guess I don't have much more to say. Should probably get on going and get started with Well, I still need to fix my mobile in regards to Android 7 before taking the power. And I have the other one as well that I would have liked to fix, but it takes hours also to just sort things out. Yeah, it's like they're not helping us. That's for sure. They're just making things harder and harder and harder for the people. I don't know if this is dead, but of course this is a very old mobile anyway. And again, I shouldn't even have a mobile. I don't know in regards of a call to, telephone with wire and all that in my home. I guess I need to look into that. And then get a phone. That'll be one way at least to get off the, Why did the Jesuit order get expelled from Portugal, France, and other European countries? Well, because they're depraved bullshitters. But here we have on the Jesuit order. I have a lot of these Jesuit order things here. And of course, Opera is not loading them in the background, which is bullshit, But others have complained that, it opens up the website in the background. Yeah, so you don't need to wait for it when you push it, right? But no, we don't want to have that. Oh, I actually need to. That would be nice as well to get one of those length measuring thing and all that, but I don't know if they have the one that the Illuminati Agenda Part 1. Or in regards of had some information somewhere. T for Candida albicans infection relief. Let's put that up in. Let's just fix that into the URL here. And save this thing here. So yeah, I need to try to buy some of these different herbs in fresh form and just eat them. It went pretty good with the thyme, so that's something I can just eat stand alone pretty much. So that's great. Oh, I still have coffee. It's just ongoing coffee. I should only have bought one. Ordered some swim pants that also can be used for, and I need to wash some clothing as well so I can get some new pants on and some it's just can't just so many things to wrap your brain around. Oh yeah, it's absolutely close. Just need the computer table, some things there, and pretty much close to pretty much being ready to just move the last bit out. I'm not sure in regards to the 14 if that's the last day they want or if they can actually the next day. Anyway, we'll see. I haven't talked to them in regards to things, so so maybe I have Monday. I need to talk to them tomorrow in regards to things, but yeah. I have so many tabs, right? I should move all these tabs I have in this one over to the other one and just and just close it down, and then close it down. It's from the portable anyway, so I can look into things at some other time. God, so the expulsion of the Jesuits, those, just know that the Roman Catholic maniac system is the most evil system in the world. It's run by Satan. Don't trust them. They will lie. They will deceive. They are the children of the devil. So just be aware that these are depraved people. Absolutely depraved people. It's really disgusting to see how they are fighting against the truth, and they call themselves Christians, yet they're fighting against what is true. So they of course are stinking liars. It's the whole system that is, it's fulfilling prophecy. It is indeed the most disgusting system in the world. Anyway, I need to fix my bidet as well when that comes around. I have ordered some bidets. Not like a bidet where you sit on it and you push water. I really don't know how that really totally works out in regards to but you can just sit on your toilet. If you actually have room for your legs to spread out, you can actually just use a very cheap thing to just blow water up in your butthole, and that's really, it's just wonderful invention. Although in regards to my new toilet, might be some problems in regards to that. So that's another thing. I have all these books I need to look through as well at some point. Always things to do. And I just, I don't know how far I can move along, but I'm not dead yet, and as long as I'm not dead, we'll just move forward. So in regards to Daniel, interpretation and all that, some of these links I will be able to just look at on the mobile pretty much. Oh my. He's trying to defend in regards of using Roman numerals. I'm like, why would you use Roman numerals? Well, because the Greek used Roman numerals. Like, okay. So is a good excuse. So what does the Aramaic use? Anyway. There we go. Anyway. Okay. Anyway, so it's like using the Koine Greek in which the New Testament was originally written. Well, I don't agree with that either. But anyway, it was written in Hebrew and Aramaic. Most of it. We have Matthew was written in Hebrew. At least we have a huge amount of testimonies and we have a good amount of manuscripts as well. In Hebrew, we have the Aramaic that is very close to the Hebrew, which we have 22 books of the 27 books, you know. So there might be some books that was written in Greek, but just be aware that we also do have Aramaic, and we seem to actually have some, you know, when you go from the Aramaic to the Greek and the Greek to the Aramaic, when you look at it, it does seems like the Greek was translated from the Aramaic. Like when they make a mistake in the Greek, you can go look at the Aramaic and you can see maybe you know, one of the examples is that you have two words. You know, you have one word that can be translated to two other words. You know, and you see in the Greek where that doesn't seem to make totally sense. You know, and then you go back to the Aramaic and then you say, oh, that's okay. He just, you know, the translator just took the wrong word. You know, in regards to this Aramaic word, or maybe even coming from the Hebrew, but. Anyway, I don't believe in Greek supremacy in regards to the New Testament. I think they purposely overlook the Aramaic. It's just so much gold in the Aramaic. We have Aramaic is so close to Hebrew. Much, it's the same branch as Hebrew. Greek is like, you know, another branch. So we have Aramaic like that is very close to Hebrew. You know, in regards to sister language, you know, pretty much brother language, you know, very close together, and they just want to overlook that. And we have pretty much all the books, you know, in Aramaic, you know, in regards of the Old Testament and the extra biblical, you know, so-called Old Testament and the so-called, you know, the extra biblical things and all that, all in Aramaic. You know, there are 5 books in the New Testament that is not found in Aramaic, but you have 22. 22 is pretty good. Anyway. That's okay. Let's maybe I should actually just put yeah, anyway, so we pretty much have fixed them over in one thing here, so I can close that down and it should remember all my tabs. It's on my... Yeah, I actually probably should fix all my data from one to the other. Did I have like... I think I had... There we go. So I should fix my data. That's also going to take some time. But you know, from this one, if I can take my memory card out and fix it into the computer and see if I can just sort that out. Actually, if we close this down. And there we go with all the RAM being used. So we have a lot. Till I am just a lamb of God. Da, 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 da. And that was in regards of B vitamins. Okay, maybe we have all these text things. Will F. White. Oh yeah, that was in regards of, I think I wrote that into, Will F. Wright, Catholic. Smoke Screens, who is the whole revelation, a biblical and historical answer. I can close that down, I think. George Wicker, that's Eric 777, I think. Anyway, I can always try to write to that guy at some point, I guess. We have, let's see, a connect file, blah 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 blah. Okay. Code FFmpeg, generate guys with the code to do that. That's another code, okay. I can close that down and close that down and close that down and guess we can close that down and just save as, and I'm gonna save that on the desktop, I guess. I guess that's it. So pretty much, let's escape that one. Yep. I don't know if I can actually fix it into another folder because I have all these books and they might not like to actually be put over in something. They might be too long in. We'll see here. USB. I think we'll just call it USB and hope that it will. Hope it will not be too long. Well, it says that it's open in another program. Okay, escape. That's at least a program. Try again. System 2. The action cannot be because the folder or file in it is open in another. What is it for? Okay. Cancel. Apparently, apparently we have all these others and it won't. I guess I need to close them all. You're just wasting my time. Can we just, okay, we can push that. Well, no, we need to still make this second push. Oh, no, okay. There we go. It actually stayed inside. No, not that one. Okay, stays inside the window for now at least. And let's try again. This action cannot be complete because the folder or file in it is open in another program. Which program? Okay, maybe that one. Try again. There we go. Okay, so now it actually did succeed. So all the things are in one folder. Great. And that should be pretty big, but that should still be a good amount of space. 600 and if I can rename it to like a 00 so it stays at top or something like that, that would be nice. Yeah, it still seems to work. Great. So what we're going to do is take my card out here, copy all the data over to that. Let's begin to make it copy all the data over to the other card, and then as far as I recall, I think I have like 100 gigabyte fixed for what is it called, this thinking, what is it called when you partition. Okay, let's see if we can partition. Let's see if we can see the partition. It would be nice with actually a partitioning program for the portable thing here. Okay, let's see if we can find it. There we go. MSD 1 terabyte exFAT. I can't remember why FAT, it was like P for plus or something. And we have 143 gigabyte set aside for installing a Linux thing or whatever on it, which I still haven't, which I really should have figured out before actually, because it might actually need something else for the installation. That depends in regards of a swap file as well. But yeah. So, but I haven't sorted that out, so I don't know if it will be sorted out. I guess it doesn't really, I guess it's just, you know, if it, yeah, well, anyway. Developer options, going to be hard to, you know, to sort out these things when you don't have the possibility of a computer and all that, so that will be hard to a second time, but I guess, you know, that's just how it is. Okay, Okay, I can't really sort this out. But yeah, I should have fixed this, but again, then I have all these other things, and I guess I'm not good to divide my time. What's it called? Media? No, SD. No, I don't want to encrypt it. I want to see my data. Backup, unrestricted factory reset, mobile data. No, that's wrong. What could it be? I can't remember. I can't remember what it's called or where it is. Network, sound, display. Well, okay, great. What we'll do is put that into this one. There we go. So we have MST1 TB exFAT, and we have the FAT thing. Okay, so this is the old one. I will copy all this over to this one. I'll probably take some time to do, but that's a lot of gigabytes that needs to be moved over or copied over. Yeah, well, there should be a room enough. So copy. Hopefully without any issues. I will paste it over there. So now we will have the USB applications on the stick, and it would be nice if I could have fixed Crunchbang on it, installed Crunchbang, but again, in regards to the time and all that, it's it's actually pretty quick in regards of the speed. It's 60 megabytes per second. Of course, it will still take some hours, but that's pretty nice speed to move. So it will get over to the newer card that is just a little quicker. Of course, speed is always nice to have. In regards to things, I just haven't gotten it to install the... Yeah. Anyway, let's get on with it. I've been drinking my coffee and it's done and all that. So the next thing to do is... that's a good question. I think I should get out and get this thing for... if I want anything down, it would be pretty helpful to have, something where you could actually move it. So, move it down. We have all the papers I need to collect together as well. Anyway, may Jehovah be with you, and Yeshua most precious pearl, and the spirit of